जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगगंधाय गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतस्मार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतस्मार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतस्मार श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शतस्मार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शतस्मार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षर बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालिल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगौर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अविश्व प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री मुनि देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी अगमाय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अवतीर्णौ सकारुण्यौ परिचिन्नौ सरीश्वरौ श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानन्दौ द्वौ भ्रातरौ भजे। नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य लक्ष्मी कांत जय जय नित्यानंद वल्लभ एकांत जय जय वैकुंठ ईश्वर न्यासीराज जय 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 भक्त समाज जय जय पतित पावन गौरचंद्र दान देह हृदये तोमार पद द्वंद्व शेषखंड कथा भाई सुनो एक चित्ते नीलाचले गौरचंद्र आइला जे मते। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी त्वां नायमां चरणन्तिकम्। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya-charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 8, verses 33 to 42. Ore mura lokshuno Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Beshaka, Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyas Vrindavana Das, Vrindavana Das Koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahar Shavane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal, Chaitanya Nitar Jate Jani Mahima, Jate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhanter Sima, Bhagavate Jota Bhakti Siddhanter Sar, Likhiachen Iha Jani Koriya Udhar, Chaitanya Mangal Shune Jadi Pashandi Javan, Sheho Maha Vaishnava Hoy Tatakhon, Manushe Rachite Nare Aiche Granta Dhanya, Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Vakta Shri Chaitanya, Vrindavana Dasa Pore Koti Namaskar, Aiche Granta Korite Ho Tarila Sangsar, Narayani Chaitanyer Uchishta Bhajan, Tar Garbe Janmila Shridasa Vrindavan, Tar Ki Arbhuta Chaitanya Charita Varnan, Jahara Shavane Shuddha Koilo Tribhuvan, Shahaje Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar, Vrindavana Dasamukhe Amrite Dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai. Shintai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Raseshwari Mataji, Rasapriya Didi, and all the devotees who are watching in the future. Dandavat Pranams. All right, so we are continuing our reading of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, Antya-khaṇḍa, chapter 9. This is the second to the last chapter of Caitanya-bhāgavata. So, I'll read the summary of what we read yesterday. Hey, sorry, 1 second. Just okay. 1 second. There it is. Okay, so here's a summary written by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. And as we saw in our previous Dainik Nadia Prakash reading, it looks like a lot of these summaries were written originally for the Dainik Nadia Prakash by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and then they were later published in Caitanya-bhāgavata as the chapter summaries. That's what it looks like. But I think he also took from Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Dainik Nadia Prakash article. So I don't know. It's not totally verified, but it seems like it. So this chapter 9 of Antya-khaṇḍa describes Mahaprabhu's acceptance of lunch alone at Advaita's house in Nilachal, Mahaprabhu's inquiry from Damodar Pandit about Mother Shachi's devotional service to Vishnu, Mahaprabhu's resolve not to eat at the house of anyone who did not daily chant 100,000 names of Hari. That's what we read yesterday. The Lord's inquiry to this is what we're going to read today. The Lord's inquiry to Śrī Keśava Bhārati whether Gyan or Bhakti was superior. and his jubilation on hearing that bhakti was superior. The devotees' glorification of Lord Caitanya under the order of Śrī Advaita, the Lord's meeting with Śrī Rupa and Sanatan, Sriman Mahaprabhu's awarding the name Sanatan to Sakar Malik, Mahaprabhu's confirmation to Srivas of Advaita Acharya's position as a supersoul and material cause of all ingredients, the establishment of Lord Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead by quoting the incident of the great sage Brug. Okay, so we're going to read up to this point, and then tomorrow we're going to read the establishment of Lord Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead by quoting the incident of the great sage Bhrigu from Srimad Bhagavatam and the inconceivable nature of the exalted Vaishnav's behavior. That will be the topic tomorrow. Okay, so here's the more in-depth summary. Oh, Haribol Sarveshwari Didi, or Sarveshwari Mataji. Here, yeah, I'll post the Zoom link. We have a WhatsApp group. Here, I'll share the link to the WhatsApp group and to the Zoom meeting there on YouTube right now. So in this WhatsApp group, every day I share the links to join the YouTube sessions or to join on Zoom. So you should see it in the chat now on YouTube. And also here is the Zoom, here's the Zoom meeting room link. This never changes. It stays the same every day. Okay, that's the Zoom link. All right. Okay, the Vaishnavas came to Nilachal with all the ingredients and eatables that Mahaprabhu loved to eat in his childhood. And the Lord, who is affectionate to his devotees, accepted lunch at the houses of different devotees when their devotee wives, who were expert cooks, cooked various preparations from the ingredients they had brought. One day, Advaita Prabhu invited Mahaprabhu for lunch and personally cooked for the Lord. Advaita's wife assisted him by making all the arrangements for cooking. Śrī Advaita Acharya had the desire to feed Mahaprabhu alone to his heart's satisfaction. And suddenly, by the arrangement of providence, the sannyasis who usually ate with the Lord were separated from him because of a huge storm. Indra's, helping Advaita Acharya get Mahaprabhu alone. Thus, Mahaprabhu went alone to the house of Advaita and fulfilled his desire. Since Indra assisted Advaita Acharya in his discharge of devotional service to Krishna by sending a storm and rain, Advaita Acharya began to offer Indra prayers, considering him a servant of Krishna. Understanding Advaita Acharya's heart, Mahaprabhu glorified Advaita by saying that it was not at all astonishing that Indra would follow the order of one whose resolution even Lord Krishna was bound to fulfill. The so-called followers of Advaita, who rather than accept Śrī Advaita Acharya's subordination to Śrī Caitanya, think otherwise, they are not fit to be seen by Advaita Acharya. When Damodar Pandit returned from Bengal and Mahaprabhu asked him about Mother Shachi's devotional service to Vishnu, the impartial Damodar glorified Mother Shachi as Murti Mati Vishnu Bhakti, the embodiment of devotional service to Lord Vishnu, and described the glories of the word I. Mahaprabhu, who was performing the pastimes of teaching ordinary people, asked Damodar such a question just to teach ordinary people. I mentioned that Damodar became very upset actually when Mahaprabhu asked that. That was really interesting. So inquiries about one's devotional service to Krishna are proper inquiries about someone's well-being. When we ask somebody's well-being, we should ask them, how's your your sadhana going? How's your practice going? Mahaprabhu let everyone know that he would not eat at anyone's house unless that person chants 100,000 names of Hari. Therefore, for the sake of feeding Mahaprabhu, many devotees began to chant 100,000 names of Hari. All right, so that's what we read up to yesterday. We'll read the rest of the summary tomorrow. Now let's go to, where is it? Verse 127. Actually, let's read the part about the Lakeshwar. Okay, I think it's from this point. This is a nice verse. Wait, what did it say? If one has wealth, fame, and material enjoyments, but is bereft of bhakti, then everything is inauspicious. And if one is so poor that he has no food for a day, but he has devotion to Lord Vishnu, he has Vishnu Bhakti, then he is the richest person. As the devotees invited the Lord to take his meal in their houses, the Lord took the opportunity to teach them all this topic. When invited to take a meal, the Lord smiled and said, "First, you should become a Lakeshwar." That means, and basically it means you should become a millionaire. I only eat at the houses of millionaires. A Lakeshwar. That means somebody who has, hundreds of thousands of rupees. I take meals only in the house of a Lakeshwar. Hearing this, the Brahmins became worried. The Brahmins offered prayers to the Lord. They said, "Oh, Goshai, what to speak of 100,000? None of us possess even 1,000. If you do not accept meals from us, then let our entire household be burnt to ashes." The Lord replied, "Do you know who is a Lakeshwar, who is a millionaire? He is someone who daily chants 100,000 holy names. I call that person a Lakeshwar. I take meals only in such a person's house, not in the houses of others." Hearing this merciful statement of the Lord, the Brahmins gave up their anxiety and became joyful. "O Lord, we will chant 100,000 names. Please, therefore, take your meals in our houses. It is our good fortune that you are teaching us in this way." All the Brahmins then began to chant 100,000 names every day so that they could offer food to Lord Chaitanya Chandra. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha enjoyed in the ocean of devotional service by inducing others to take up the process of devotional service. The mission of his incarnation. Okay, so that was where we read up to yesterday. Now we'll start reading the Bengali from this point on. One second, just drinking some water. Bhakti lawaite Śrī Caitanya-avatar. Bhakti bina jigyasa na kore Prabhu ar. The mission of his incarnation was to distribute the process of devotional service. For this reason, he did not ask for anything other than engagement in devotional service. Bhakti bina jigyasa na kore Prabhu ar. Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. The devotees of Śrī Caitanya do not converse with non-devotees. It is not proper to have friendship with those who are intoxicated by topics of karma, jnāna, and extraneous desires, rather than by topics of devotional service. Unless the fallen souls daily chant 100,000 names, their propensity for material enjoyment will increase. Wow, he's really strongly advocating for chanting a lakh a day. Unless you're chanting 100,000 names a day, then your propensity for material enjoyment will increase. They will then no longer be able to serve Sri Gaur Sundar. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas do not approve as ideal any example of devotional service to Gaura that does not include chanting 100,000 names. Wow. As a result of aversion to chanting the Lord's names, which is a supreme form of worship, the fallen souls pretend to execute other forms of worship rather than chant 100,000 names. By doing so, they do not achieve any benefit. Oof, that's a heavy one. I'm going to save this Gaudiya Bhashya. Okay. Prabhu bole je janer Krishna bhakti ache, kushal mangalatar nitya thake pache. The Lord said, well-being and auspiciousness always accompany one who has devotion to Krishna. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.3.17, it is stated, Sarva Mangala Murdhanya Purnananda Mai Sada Dvijendra Tava Mayastu Bhaktir Avya Bhicharini. O King among the twice-born, may you develop unalloyed devotion to me, which is the crest jewel of all auspiciousness and which is full of ecstasy. In Sri Krishna Karnamrita 107, it is stated, Bhaktis tvaistiratara bhagavan yadi syad daivena na palati divya kishora murti mukti swayam mukulitanjali sevate sman dharmartha kama gataya samaya pratiksha. O my Lord, if one engages in your pure devotional service with determination, you become visible in your original transcendental youthful form as a supreme personality of Godhead. As far as liberation is concerned, she stands before the devotee with folded hands, waiting to render service. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification are all automatically attained without separate endeavor. जार मुखे भक्तिर महत्व नाही कथा तार मुख गौरचंद्र ना देखे sarvata. Gaurachandra does not even see the face of one who does not speak about the glories of devotional service. Gaudiya Bhashya. One who does not accept that devotional service is the only process for attaining the goal of life is not accepted by Sri Gaurasundar as a Gaudiya. What to speak of accepting him as a Gaudiya, he considers that even seeing the face of such a person is unfavorable to devotional service. Nija Guru Śrī Keśava Bhārati sthane bhakti jnāna dui jigyasila ekadine. One day, the Lord asked his spiritual master, Keśava Bhārati, about bhakti and jnāna. Prabhu bole jnāna bhakti duite ke bodo, vichariya goshai, kohoto kori daro. The Lord inquired, which is greater, jnana or bhakti? O Goshai, please consider and tell me conclusively. Koto khone bharati vichar kori mane, kohite lagilo gora sundarer sthane. Keśava Bhārati thought for a while and then replied to Gaura Sundar. Bharati bolen mane vicharilo tattva, sabha hoite dekhi boro bhaktir mahatva. Keśava Bhārati said, after considering the topic, I have concluded that the glories of bhakti are superior to all. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Chaitanya Chandramrita Adi 8.17, the following verse from the Tantras is found. Jnanata sulabha muktir bhuktir yagyadi punyata seyam sadhana sahasrair hari bhakti sudurlabha. By cultivating philosophical knowledge, one can understand his spiritual position and thus be liberated. And by performing sacrifices and pious activities, one can achieve sense gratification in a higher planetary system. But the devotional service of the Lord is so rare that even by executing hundreds and thousands of such sacrifices, one cannot obtain it. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 126, it is stated, Savai pungsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje. The supreme occupation, the supreme dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Also, in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 1-22, it is stated, Ato vai kavayo nityam bhaktim paramaya muda vasudeve bhagavati kurvantyatma prasadanim. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight. Because such devotional service, they've been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna with great delight because such devotional service is enlivening to the self. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 10.9.21, it is stated, Nayam sukhapo bhagavan dehinam gopika sutta jñāninam chatma bhutanam yatha bhakti matam iha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service. But he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, to those striving for self-realization by severe austerities and penances, or to those who consider the body the same as a self. Prabhu bole jnana hoite bhakti boro kene, jnana boro koriya she kohe nyasi gane. Haribo Champak Mataji. The Lord asked, why is bhakti greater than gyan? The sannyasis say that gyan is greater. Jnana boro koriya she kohe nyasi gane. Bharati bolen tara na bhuje vichar, Mahajan pate she gamana sabakar. Keshav Bhārati replied, they have not understood the conclusion accepted by all the Mahajans. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Mahabharata Vana Parva 313 and 117, it is stated, Tarko pratishta shrutayo vibhinna nasa vrishiryasya matam nabhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gata sapanta. This fourth line is quoted all the time. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. Should always follow in the steps of the Mahajans. Should follow the path set by the Mahajans. Dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajans advocate. See also Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 11:23-57. Veda Shastre Mahajan Pattashe Lawai Tahachari Abhodeshe Anya Pathe Jai. The Vedic literature teaches one to accept the path of the Mahajans. Fools give up that path to accept another. Gaudiya Bhashya. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas 1535, the following statement from the Chandogya Parishishta is quoted. It says, Sahovacha Yagyavalkyas tat puman atma hitaye premna harim bhajet. It says, Yagyavalkya explains that for Yagyavalkya explains that for one's own benefit, one should lovingly worship Lord Hari. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 2:2 verses 33-34, it is stated, Na hyato nya shiva panta vishata sangsrita viha vasudeve bhagavati bhakti yogo yato bhavet. Bhagavan Brahma Kartsnena Trir Anvikshya Manishaya Tad Adhyavasya Tad Adhyavasya Kutasto Ratir Atman Yato Bhavet. That means for those who are wandering in the material universe, there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than what is attained, than what is aimed at in the direct devotional service of Lord Krishna. There is no more auspicious means of deliverance than that what is aimed at in the direct devotional service of Lord Krishna. The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studied the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertains that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Krishna, is the highest perfection of religion. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 4:18 verses 4-5, it is stated, Tan atishtatya samyag upayan puradarshitan avara shadayopeta upeyan vindatenjasa tan anadritayo vedvan arthan arabhate swayam tasya vyabhicharantyartha arabdhascha puna puna. One who follows the principles and instructions enjoined by the great sages of the past can utilize these instructions for practical purposes. Such a person can very easily enjoy life and pleasures. A foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation and does not recognize the authority of the sages who lay down unimpeachable directions is simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempts. Brahma Shiva Narada Prahlad Shuka Vyas Sanakadi Kori Yudhishthir Panchadas Priyavrata Pritudruva Akrur Uddhava Mahajan Heno Nam Jata Ache Sabha. Brahma, Shiva, Narad, Prahlad, Shukadev, Vyas, the 4 Kumaras headed by Sanak, the 5 Pandavas headed by Yudhishthir, Priyavrat, Prithu, Dhruva, Akrura, and Uddhav are all addressed as Mahajans. Gaudiya Bhashya. See the entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. All right. Reference the entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. See Hari Bhakti Sankalpalatika 2:4. See Lagu Bhagavatamrita Bhakti Amrita text 2. That's funny. All right. That's like the most broad reference I've ever seen. Read the entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay. Bhakti she magen shave Ishvar charane jnana boro hoile bhakti mage ki karane. So these 12 Mahajans, they always beg for devotional service at the Lord's lotus feet. If jnana were greater, why would they beg for bhakti? Bina bichariya kishe shab Mahajan mukti chari bhakti kene mage anukhan. Why would these Mahajans reject liberation and always beg for bhakti without careful consideration? Gaudiya Bhashya. The path of the Mahajans and the purport of the Vedic literatures is pure devotional service. Those unfortunate people who cannot understand this become misguided and they become opposed to the principles of the Vedas. Personalities like Brahma and Shiva are devotees of the Supreme Lord. If jnana was superior to devotional service, these Mahajans would never have accepted the path of bhakti. They would have remained jnanis. Through reasoning, Kesava Bhārati showed that according to the considerations of the Mahajans, bhakti is supreme. All Mahajans have rejected liberation, which is the desired goal of the jnanis, and they have accepted the path of bhakti. Sabar vachana e purane praman ki varamagila brahma ishvarer sthan. All their statements are supported by the Puranas. what benediction did Brahma ask from the Lord? Yeah, what benediction did Brahma ask from the Lord? Now we're going to see this text 142. In the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:14-30, it is stated. So now Chaitanya, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is quoting this verse. Well, no, Keshav Bhārati is quoting this verse to Mahaprabhu, saying, Tarastu me natasa bhuri bhago bhave travanyatra tu vatirashtam yena hame kopi bhavajjananam bhutva nisheve tava pada pallavam. My dear Lord, I therefore pray to be so fortunate that in this life as Lord Brahma, or in another life, wherever I take my birth, I may be counted as one of your devotees. I pray that wherever I may be, even among the animal species, I can engage in devotional service to your lotus feet. Brahma, the creator of this material, of this universe, he's saying that I may even be born among the animal species, no problem. But I want to engage, but may I always engage in the devotional service to your lotus feet. Kiva Brahma Janma Kiva Ho Jatha Tata Dasa Hoy Jeno Toma Sebiye Sarvata. O my Lord, in this birth as Brahma, or in whatever other birth I may take, let me be your servant and always engage in your service. Gaudiya Bhashya. Whether or not I take an elevated birth like that of a demigod or a Brahmana, may I never forget your devotional service. Sorry, may I never forget your service. Haribol Vidilala Saditi. E mata jata maha jana sampradaya shave shakala chari bhakti matra chaya. In this way, all the Mahajans and their followers desire only devotional service and reject everything else. Now, now he's quoting a verse from Vishnu Puran 1:20-18. It says, Nataryoni sahasreshu yeshu veshu vrajamyaham teshu teshvachuta bhaktir achutastu sadatvayi. O Lord Achutam, wherever I may be born among the thousands of species of life, may I always have unflinching devotion for you. Swakarma falad nirdishtam yam yam yonim brajamyaham tasyam Śrī Kesava Tvai bhaktir dridastu me. O Lord Hrishikesh, in whatever species of life I take birth as a result of my past activities, let me always remain fixed in your devotional service. Now he's quoting Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:47-67. Nanda and the other cowherdmen, they speak as follows. They say, karma bhir brahmyamananam yatra kvapi shvarechaya mangala charatair danai ratir na Krishna ishvare. So Nanda Baba and the cowherdmen, they say, wherever we are made to wander about this world by the Supreme Lord's will, in accordance with the reactions to our fruit of work, may our good works and charity always grant us love for Lord Krishna. Ataeva sarvamate bhakti she pradhan mahajana patta sarva shastrer praman. Therefore, the path of devotional service followed by the Mahajans is the best in every respect. This is confirmed in all the scriptures. Now he's quoting from the Mahabharata, Vana 3:13-117. Tarko pratishta shrutayo vibhinna nasa vrishiryasya matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gata sapanta. This last line is also really famous. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. Oh, is it the same what we read before, or is it just slightly different? Anyways, that is further up. Yeah, look. See, this verse is from Mahabharata Vana Parva. Oh, is it the same verse? I think it's the same verse. Okay, this verse starts Tarko Pratishta Shrutaya Vibhinna. Yeah, it's the same verse. So it's quoting the same. Now Vrindavan Das Thakur is directly quoting this verse. Dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajans advocate. Bhakti boro shuni Prabhu, Bharatir mukhe, Hari boli garjite la gila prem sukhe. Hearing from the mouth of Keshav Bhārati that bhakti is greater, the Lord loudly shouted the name of Hari in ecstatic love. Hari boli garjite la gila prem sukhe. Bhakti boro shuki Prabhu, Bharatir mukhe. Prabhu bole ami koto din prithivite. Thakilaya e satya kohilo tomate. The Lord declared, I will stay for some more time in this world. I am telling you the truth. Jadi tumi jnana boro bolite amare praveshitama ajitobe samudra bhitore. If you would have told me that Gyan was greater, I would have entered the ocean today. I would have given up my life in the ocean, basically. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sri Gaurasundar said, I have stayed in this world all this time just to establish the supremacy of devotional service. If his position as a guru, Keshav Bhārati, would have minimized devotional service, then Gaurasundar would have wound up his pastimes by entering the ocean. Santoshe dhoren Prabhu Gurur Charane, Guru o Prabhure Namaskare Pritamane. In satisfaction, the Lord caught hold of the feet of his Guru, and his Guru affectionately offered his obeisances to the Lord. Prabhu bole jar mukhe nahi bhakti katha, tap shikha sutra tyaga tar sab britha. The Lord said, for anyone who does not discuss devotional service to the Supreme Lord, giving up the Shika and Brahman thread and engaging in austerity, all these activities are useless. Gaudiya Bhashya. If people who cultivate Krishna consciousness do not discuss topics of devotional service, then their activities like severe austerities, vows, and acceptance of Ekadanda sannyas after giving up Shika and Brahman thread all become useless. Bhakti vina prabhur jigyasa nahi ar, bhakti rasa moy Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. The Lord did not discuss anything besides devotional service, because Lord Chaitanya was the incarnation of the mellows of devotional service. He was bhakti rasa moy. It's completely overflowing with bhakti ras. His manifestation is completely overflowing with bhakti ras. Ratri dina eko na janen bhaktagan, sarvada kore nrita kirtana garjan. Forgetting whether it was day or night, the devotees constantly engaged in loud chanting and dancing. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sri Gaurasundar never approves of any irrelevant rituals devoid of devotional service. Ekadina Advaita Shakala Bhakta Prati Bolila Paramanande Mata Hoy Ati. One day, when Advaita Prabhu was intoxicated with ecstasy, he spoke to all the devotees. Shuno bhai shab eka koro samavai, mukha bhori gai aji Śrī Caitanya Rai. Please listen, my dear brothers. let us all together glorify Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word samavaya means together. Aji ar kono avatar gawanai, sarva avataramoy Chaitanya Goshai. Today we will not glorify any incarnation other than Lord Chaitanya, who is the source of all other incarnations. Jai Prabhu Korilo Sarva Jagata Udhar, Ama Sabha Lagi Jai Goranga Avatar. This Lord is the deliverer of the entire universe, and he has incarnated as Gauranga for our benefit. Sarvatra Amrajar Prasade Pujita, Sankirtana Heno Dhanya, Jai Koila Vidita. Because of him, we are worshipped everywhere. It was he who introduced the wealth of Sankirtan. Gaudiya Bhashya. It is well known throughout the world that Sri Gaurasundar has established the supremacy of Sankirtan. In Sri Gaurasundar's own words, Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which fully refreshes everyone. Nachi ami tomra Chaitanya Jasha Gao, Singha hoy gahi pache, mane bhoy pao. I will dance while you all sing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. For if I sing as loud as a lion, you will all if I sing as loud as a lion, you will all be frightened. Wow. So Advaita Prabhu, he's intoxicated with ecstasy, and he said, please listen, my dear brothers, let us all glorify Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Today we will not glorify any incarnation other than Lord Chaitanya. This Lord is the deliverer of the entire universe. He has incarnated as Gauranga for our benefit. Because of him, we are worshipped everywhere. It was he who introduced the wealth of Sankirtan. I will dance while you all sing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. For if I sing as loud as a lion, you will all be frightened. So I'm not going to sing. I'm just going to dance because I don't want to frighten you all. Prabhu she apana lukhayen nirantar. Kruddha bhache hoyen sabar e dar. The Lord generally concealed himself, so they were afraid that he might become angry. Oh my God, he's speaking this all out loud. What the Lord's going to become angry if he hears Advaita Acharya saying all this out loud, like revealing this all out loud. Tatapi Advaita Vakya Alanghya Savar Gaite Lagilo Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Still, even though they're afraid that the Lord might become angry, Advaita's instruction could not be disregarded. Therefore, the devotees began to singing the glories of Lord Chaitanya. Nachen Advaita Singha Parama Vival, Chaturdike Gai Sabe Chaitanya Mangal. The lion-like Advaita danced and became overwhelmed in ecstasy as the devotees all around him sang the auspicious glories of Lord Chaitanya. Nava avatarer shuniya nama jasha, shakala vaishnava hoilo, anande vivasha. All the devotees became stunned with ecstasy as they heard the chanting of the name and glories of this most recent incarnation. Nava avatar. Apane Advaita Chaitanya Gita Kori, Tholiya Nachin Prabhu Jagata Nistari. As Advaita danced, he sang a song he composed in glorification of Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of the entire universe. Okay, so this is a verse composed by Advaita Acharya for the deliverance of the entire universe. We can sing this together. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Narayana. Sorry, let's say Shri Caitanya Narayana Karuna Sagar Dukhiter Bandhu Prabhu More Doya Koro. Shri Krishna Shri Caitanya Narayana Karuna Sagar Dukhiter Bandhu Prabhu More Doya Koro. O Lord Chaitanya, you are Lord Narayan himself. You are an ocean of mercy, and you are the friend of the distressed. Please be merciful to me. Advaita Singhershi Mukher e pada ihar kirtane bare shakala sampada. By chanting this verse, which issued from the mouth of Advaita Singha, all one's opulences are increased. Keho bole jai jai Shri Sachinandan. Keho bole jai Gora Chandra Narayan. Some devotees chanted Jai Sachinandan. Other devotees chanted Jai Gora Chandra Narayan. Jai Sankirtana Priya Shri Gaur Gopal. Jai Bhakta Jana Priya Pashandir Kal. All glories to Shri Gaur Gopal, who is fond of Sankirtan. All glories to the Lord, who is dear to the devotees, and who is death personified for the atheists. Nachen Advaita Singha Parama Udam, Gai Shave Chaitanyer Guna Karma Nam. Advaita Singha danced with great enthusiasm as the devotees sang the names, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Caitanya. Pula ke charitra gai. Oh, nice. We get now songs. Let me get the mridanga out. Hare Krishna Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu. 1 second. Let me just turn off original sound for musicians. Turning on that on. 1 second. Get the mridanga out so we can sing this properly. Okay. Pula ke charita gai, shuke gara gari jai. Dekho re Caitanya-bhāgavata. Vaikunta nayaka hari, dvija rupe avatari. Sankirtane koren vihara. Sankirtane koren vihara. So Advaita Singha danced with great enthusiasm as the devotees sang the names, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Caitanya. They sang, "Just behold the incarnation of Lord Caitanya, who sings his own glories, whose hairs stand on end, and who rolls on the ground in ecstasy. Lord Hari, the hero of Vaikuntha, is incarnated in the form of a Brahman to enjoy pastimes of Sankirtan." Kanaka jiniya kanti Shri Vigraha shobeyati Ajanolam Bita Puja Sajere Nyasivara Rupa Dharo Yapane Apana Rase Vivala Najani Kemona Suke Nachere. His complexion is like gold, his hands extend to his knees, and his form is most attractive. He has accepted the form of a sannyasi, and he becomes overwhelmed in his own ecstatic mood. I cannot describe how jubilantly he dances. And now there's a note, it says, this song was composed by Advaita. Jaya Shri Gora Sundar Karuna Sindhu Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Raya Jaya Jaya Samprati Jaya Navadvipa Purandara Charana Kamala Deho Chaya Charana Kamala Deho Chaya. All glories to Shri Gaurasundar, the ocean of mercy. All glories to the Lord of Vrindavan. All glories to the recently advented Lord of Navadvip. Please give me shelter at your lotus feet. Eishava Kirtan Koren Bhaktagan Nachen Advaita Bhavi Shri Gora Charan. As all the devotees chanted, Advaita Prabhu danced and meditated on the lotus feet of Gauranga. Nava avatarer nutan poros shuni, ullase Vaishnav sab kore hari dwani. Hearing the new verses glorifying the most recent incarnation, all the Vaishnavas chanted the name of Hari in great joy. Ki arbuta hoilo shekirtana ananda, sabe taha vanite pare nityananda. The bliss of that kirtan was wonderful. Ki adbhuta hoilo she kirtana ananda. How wonderful was that, the bliss of the kirtan. Indeed, only Nityananda can describe it. Shabitaha varnite pare Nityananda. Parama uddama shuni kirtaner dhwani, Shri Vijay Asya hoila nyasi mani. Hearing the tumultuous sound of that kirtan, the best of the sannyasis came to that place. Prabhu dekhi bhakta shab adhika harishe, Gayan Advaita Nritya Koren Ulase. When the devotees saw the Lord, they sang with greater enthusiasm, and Advaita danced jubilantly. This is something Advaita Acharya likes to do every now and then. He likes to rile the Lord up. He likes to do exactly the thing that the Lord will make the Lord upset. Right? We heard about that when he was preaching that jnana is supreme, is superior, like over bhakti. And then when he saw Mahaprabhu coming, he saw Mahaprabhu was so angry, and he got more excited, and he started saying even more things. Jnana is greater than bhakti. Jnana is like to rile the Lord up even more. So this is a so they sang with greater, and so since they were breaking the rules, they were singing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and showing his supreme godhood publicly, out loud. So they got excited and they started singing. Advaita danced jubilantly. Anande prabhure keho nahi kore bhoy, shakshate gayan sabe Chaitanya vijay. In their ecstasy, the devotees did not become frightened, but continued chanting the Lord's glories in his presence. How could they be frightened? They were just following Advaita Acharya. Niravadi dasya bhave prabhur vihar, mui Krishna dasa boy na boloy ar. Yet the Lord always enjoyed the mood of a servant, and he would say, I am Krishna's servant, mui Krishna das. He did not claim anything other than this. Heno karo shakti nahi sammuke tahane, Ishwar koriya boli bek dasa bine. No one had the power to stand before the Lord and address him as Ishwar rather than Das. Nobody would call him Ishwar rather than Das. Tatapi hashave advaiter bal dhori, gayan nirbhoy hoya Chaitanya Shri Hari. So no one would dare ever refer to Mahaprabhu as being Ishwar. But by the strength of Advaita, the devotees fearlessly glorified Lord Chaitanya. Advaita Acharya will protect us from Mahaprabhu. Kanike thakiya Prabhu, Atmastuti shuni, Lajja jeno paite lagila nyasi mani. The Lord stood there for a moment, but on hearing his own glorification, he became somewhat embarrassed. Sabha shikhaite shikha Guru Bhagavan, Bhashai cholila shuni apana kirtan. To teach everyone the Supreme Lord, who is the instructing spiritual master, then left that place for his own residence. I'm leaving this place. I'm not going to hear my glories spoken like that. Tatapi kaharo chitte na janmilo bhoy, nisheshe gayan aro Chaitanya vijay. Even then, even though they even though they caused Mahaprabhu to leave that place, even then the devotees did not become frightened. Rather, they chanted with greater enthusiasm. Visheshe gayan aro Chaitanya vijay. Anande kaharo bahya nahi ko sharire, shabe dekhe Prabhu ache kirtana bhitare. They all became so absorbed in ecstasy that they lost external consciousness. Then they saw the Lord dancing in the kirtan. They saw Mahaprabhu dancing in the kirtan all of a sudden. Matta prai shabe Chaitanya Jasha gai, Shukhe shune sukriti dushkriti dukha pai. They all chanted the glories of Lord Chaitanya like madmen. The pious onlookers felt happy, while the impious onlookers felt distressed. Śrī Caitanya Jashe Prita na hoy jahar, Brahmacharya sannyase baki karja tahar. What is the use of being a sannyasi or a brahmachari if one is not attracted to the glorification of Lord Caitanya? Gaudiya Bhashya. The brahmacharya and sannyasa ashrams are superior to the grihastha and vanaprastha ashrams. Yet the cultivation of ashram dharma by those who, in spite of being situated in superior ashrams, have no love for the glorification of Lord Caitanya, Śrī Caitanya, is completely useless. E mata parananda shukhe bhaktagan, sarvakal koren Shri Hari Sankirtan. In this way, the devotees always engaged in congregationally chanting the name of Hari in transcendental ecstasy. Parananda shukhe. Eshab ananda krida porile shunile, Eshab goshtite asiya o shehomile. Whoever reads or hears about these blissful pastimes certainly attains the association of such devotees. Jai ho! Nritya Gita kori shabe mahabhaktagan, ailen prabhure korite darashan. While chanting and dancing in this way, all the devotees went to meet the Lord at his residence. So they caused Mahaprabhu to leave them all because they were singing his glories. But now they they chased after the Lord at his residence, pretty much. Śrī Caitanya Prabhu nija kirtana shuniya, sabare dekhai bhoy achen shuya. But after hearing the devotees chant his glories, Śrī Caitanya lay down to induce fear in them. Sukriti Govinda jana ilen prabhure, Vaishnav shakal asi achen duare. The pious Govinda informs the Lord, all the Vaishnavas have come to see you. Govindere agya hoilo sabare anite, shayane ache na chahen karo bhite. On receiving permission, Govinda brought the devotees in, but the Lord remained lying down, ignoring them. Bhoy jukta hoya shakal bhaktagan, chintite lagila gora chandrer charan. Then, finally, now all the devotees became fearful, and they began to meditate on Gaurachandra's lotus feet. He's ignoring us. Khaneke uthila Prabhu Shri Bhakta Vatsal, bolite lagila oye Vaishnav shakal. After a moment, the Lord, who is affectionate to his devotees, began to speak. O Vaishnavs! Ohe Srinivas Pandit Udar, Aji tumi shab ki korila avatar. O magnanimous Srivas Pandit, what were you doing today? Chariya Krishner Nam, Krishner Kirtan, ki gaila amare ta bhuja ho ekhon. What were you doing today? You were giving up the glorification of Krishna and his name, and then who did you glorify? Please tell me. Mahabhakta Srinivas bolen Goshai, Jiver Swatantra Shakti mule kichu nai. The eloquent Srivas Pandit replied, the Mahabhakta, the eloquent Srinivas, he said, O Goshai, there is no independence at all for the living entity. Jeno korayen jeno bolayen ishware, shei aji bolilaya kohilo tomare. I can clearly tell you that today we acted and spoke in whatever way the Lord inspired us. Prabhu bole tumi shab hoya pandita, lukai je kene tare koroho vidita. The Lord said, "You are all learned scholars. Why would you expose someone who wants to remain hidden?" Lukai je, why would you, Lukai je kene tare koroho vidita. Gaudiya Bhashya. Sri Gaurasundar said to Srivas and the other devotees, "You are all learned, so why did you begin glorifying Gaur instead of glorifying the names of Krishna? When Lord Krishna desires to conceal his own identity, what will you gain by disclosing those topics?" Shuniya Prabhur Vakhya Pandit Srivase Haste Shurja Achadiya Mone Mone Hase. On hearing the Lord's words, Srivas Pandit chuckled to himself as he tried to cover the sun with his two hands. So he's chuckling while he's trying to cover the sun with his two hands. Prabhu bole ki sanket koilo hasta diya, tomar sanket tumi kohoto bhangiya. The Lord then asked him, "What is the meaning of this gesture you are making with your hands? Please explain." Srivas bolen haste surja dhakilaya, tomare vidita kori eko hilaya. Srivas Pandit said, "To tell you the truth, I was covering the sun with my hands." Haste ki kokon pari surya achadite, she moto asambhav toma lukaite. But how is it possible to cover the sun with one's hands? Similarly, it is impossible to hide you. Surja jadi haste ba hoyen achadita, tabu tumi lukaite nar kadachita. Even if the sun can somehow or other be covered by one's hands, you will never be able to hide yourself. Je narilo lukaite kiroda shagare lokaloye achadan kishe koritare. How could one hide in this world when he could not hide in the ocean of milk? Hemagiri setubanda prithvi parjanta, tomar nirmala jashe purilo diganta. From the Himalayas to Setubanda, throughout the world, your spotless glories are spread in all directions. Abramanda purna hoilo tomar kirtane, koto jana danda tumi koriba kemone. The chanting of your glories has filled the entire universe. How many people can you punish for this? You're going to punish the entire universe? The entire universe is chanting your glories. Good luck with that. Try punishing the entire universe. Sarva kala bhakta joy, barana ishware, heno kale adbhuta hoilo asi dware. The Lord always increases the glories of his devotees. At that time, something wonderful happens just outside the door. Sahasra sahasra jana jani kothar, Jagannatha dekhi aila, Prabhu dekhi var. Thousands of people who had come to take darshan of Lord Jagannath suddenly came to see Lord Caitanya. Keho va Tripura keho chati grama vasi, Shri hatiya loka keho keho bhanga deshi. Keho Bangladeshi. Some people came from Tripura, some came from Chhattisgarh, some came from Sri Hatta, and some came from Bengal. Sahasra sahasra lok koren kirtan, Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata koriya varnan. There were thousands of people performing kirtan and glorification of Lord Caitanya. They said, Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Vanamali. That's interesting. Jai Jai Nija Bhakti Rasa Kutuhali. How come it has Li twice? Anyways, they sing, all glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya. All glories to the Lord, who eagerly enjoys the mellows of his own devotional service. Jai Jai Parama Sannyasi Rupa Dhari. Jai Jai Sankirtana Lampata Murari. All glories to the Supreme Lord, who has accepted the form of the topmost sannyasi. All glories to Murari, who is attached to the process of Sankirtan. Sankirtan Lampat. Lampat doesn't just mean attached. Lampat means like. Let's look up this word. Lampat is like. Here. 1 second. Lampat. There. Lampat is a debauchee. Let's see lewdness. Let's see how Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains this. The phrase Sankirtan Lampat refers to one who is more intensely attached to the congregational chanting of Krishna's glories than to other limbs of devotional service. Okay. Jaya Jaya Dvija Raja Vaikunta Bihari. Jaya Jaya Sarva Jagatera Upakari. All glories to the best of the Brahmanas, who always enjoys in Vaikunta. All glories to the Supreme Lord, who is the greatest benefactor of the world. Jai Krishna Chaitanya Shri Shachir Nandan. E Mata Gai Nache Shata Shankya Jan. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the son of Shachi. In this way, hundreds of people chanted and danced. Shrivas Bolen Prabhu Ebe Ki Koriba. Shakal Sangsar Gai Kota Lukaiba. Then Srivas Pandit said, "O my Lord, what will you do now? The whole world is singing your glories. Where will you hide?" Mui ki shikai Prabhu e shab lokere. E mata gai Prabhu shakal sangsare. Have I taught all these people? O Lord, the entire world chants your glories in this way. Adrisha avyakta tumi. Hoi wao nath. Karunai hoyacho jiver shakshat. Lukha o apane tumi prakasha yapane. Jare anugraha koro jane she jane. O Lord, although you are unseen and unmanifest, you have now mercifully manifest yourself before the people of this world. You hide yourself and you manifest yourself. Only one who receives your favor can know you. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Mundaka Upanishad 1.1 verses 5 to 6 says, Yat tad adresham agrahyam agotram avarnam achakshushotam tarapani padam nityam vibhum sarvagatam sushukshmam tad avyayam yar bhutayonim paripashyanti dhira. Means self-controlled persons are able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who cannot be seen by material eyes, are understood by the material mind, who has no material family, no material caste, and no material eyes, ears, hands, or feet, who is eternal, all-powerful, all-pervading, subtle, and unchanging, and who is the creator of all. In the Narayan Upanishad, it is stated, Yad ekam avyaktam anantarupam vishvam purantam tamasa parastat tad evartam tad usatam ahustad eva brahma param kavinsai tad evartam tadusat tamahus tad eva brahma param kavinam. The one unmanifested, who possesses unlimited forms, the primeval Lord of the universe and the Lord who is transcendental to the material creation, is certainly the sustainer, the absolute truth, and the supreme Brahman of the sages. The Lagu Bhagavatamritam 404 to 405 quotes the following verses from the Mahabharata, Shanti 339 to, I don't know what that is, 445. Itat tvaya navigyayam rupavan iti drishyate ichan muhurtat nashyayam ishoham jagatam guru maya hyesha maya srishta yanman pashyasi narada sarva bhuta gunar yuktam naiva tvam gyatum arhasi. Do not consider that I am visible because I have a material form. If I wish, I can disappear within a moment. I am the controller and spiritual master of the universe. O Narad, the form of mind that you are now seeing is the creator of the illusory energy. Therefore, you should know that I am completely unaffected by the three modes of material nature. The Lagu Bhagavatamrita 419 further quotes the Mahabharata as follows. Nashakya sa tvaya drashtum asma bir va brihaspate yasya prasadam kurute sa vatang drashtumarhati. O Brihaspati, neither you nor we are able to see the Lord. Only one who attains the Lord's mercy is able to see him. The Lagu Bhagavatamrita 423 quotes the Padma Puran as follows. Satchid ananda rupatvat syat krishno dokshajo pyaso neja shakti prabhavena swam bhaktan darshayet prabhu. Because his form is eternal and full of knowledge and bliss, Lord Krishna is beyond the perception of the senses. By the power of his own transcendental potency, the Lord shows himself to his devotees. Prabhu bole tumi nija shakti prakashiya bolao loker mukhe jani laya iha. The Lord said, I can understand that you have made these people glorify me by manifesting your spiritual potency. Tomare harilo mui shunoho pandita jani laya tumi sarva shakti samanvita. O Pandit, I have been defeated by you. I can understand that you possess all potencies. Sarva kala prabhu barayen bhakta joy etana swabhav vede bhagavate koi. It is the nature of the Lord to always increase the glories of his devotees. This is confirmed in the Vedas and the Bhagavatam. 2 more verses, and then we're finished. Hasya mukhe sarva vaishna vere gora rai vedai dilen shabe cholila basai. Then, smiling on the devotees, the Lord sent them off as they returned to their residences. Heno Śrī Caitanya Dev Shri Bhakta Vatsal Ihane Shri Krishna Kori Gayen Shakal. Such was the affection shown to the devotees by Lord Caitanya, who is glorified by everyone as Krishna himself. So it says that we're finishing here. Okay, I guess we'll end here then. I'm just going to read some of the translations though. Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and all other leading devotees declare that Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I thought I wanted to read it more though. I thought I wanted to read up to the part where he starts telling about Bhrigu. Let me just check our schedule, because I'm just checking, where is it? Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. This right here. This is how I set up our readings. I use this program called Scrivener. So I plan to read, I guess I did plan to read up to 229. Right, and that's where we are now? Oh, yeah. All right, and so tomorrow we will read from, no, I made a mistake, I think. Okay, no, I divided this into more parts than I realized. Okay, so we're going to end here. And then we'll finish this chapter in 2 days from now. Yeah. We'll finish this chapter in 2 days from now. And then chapter 10 is only 10,000 words. And so we only have 4 more days of reading left. How many days is it until Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur's disappearance day? It is 8 days. Huh. So, I'm going to have to figure this out because I want to have our last reading. I mean, maybe we can finish before Vrindavan Das Thakur's disappearance day. That is actually probably okay. And we can finish the summaries or something like that on his disappearance day. See, look, here's the schedule. I have a Google Calendar. If anybody wants to subscribe to this so they can see our readings, you can. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then it's going to be Srila Bhakti Tirtha Goswami Maharaj's disappearance day. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur's. Okay, so, yeah, we can work it out so that I think it will still work out. Oh yeah, because on Sunday we're not having Caitanya-bhāgavata anymore. Now we're doing Dainik Nadia Prakash. So it'll work out just perfectly. Awesome. All right. I'm going to end with Mahamantra now. And yeah, all right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Śrī Keśava Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Śrī Advaita Acharya's disobeying the Lord and singing his glories with all the devotees ki jai. Srivas Thakur ki jai. Jai, all the associates of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhyai Vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Raseshwari Mataji, Rasapriya Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Champak Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, and a bunch of other devotees. And as I mention every day, don't think I'm ignoring you if I'm not saying your name. I don't see your name unless you write a comment. So thank you so much for joining, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Jai Ho. Oh, and this morning, late last night, I sent out the details for our next big program we're starting, the Bhakti Vinod Giti Dhara. If you're not subscribed to my mailing lists, Gaudiya Kirtan or Vine of Devotion, then you'll be able to find the post on vineofdevotion.com. Just go vineofdevotion.com, and you'll see it right here. Here are the details for the program that's going to be starting in now less than 2 weeks, to go through every single song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, go through all of his songbooks. You've heard me talk about it already a bunch of times. So yeah, I hope you will all be able to participate in that program, and I'd love to hear your ideas for it also. Yep. And something else I want to do, I like sharing my ideas with you. Just recently, I purchased this camera that can capture all angles simultaneously. It's a 360-degree camera. It's very good quality. It's 8K resolution. And so I can go to any place in the Dham, I could even go inside Toto Gopinath temple or whatever, and I can get very high quality footage without looking at where I'm pointing the camera, because it's shooting all angles. Later on, I can choose what I want to come on the screen, but I can just hold it and not even forget about it. And something that I'm dreaming of doing is going on Navadvip Parikrama, going from one place to the next, and bringing this camera there, and so that you can see this is what I'm hoping to do. I'd like to follow the actual path that Nityananda Prabhu, do it exactly in the order as described as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Navadvip Dham Mahatma. Follow Nityananda Prabhu's footsteps, is taking Jiva Goswami to all the different places. And so then you can have beautiful footage of the way to get to all these places. And then maybe I can do a nicely recorded version singing Navadvip Dham Mahatma with the translations also. Maybe we'd have just read the translations and have my singing the verses in the background, just so the video doesn't take too long. I don't know. I have to figure out the details later. And then maybe another little thing about the place. I can find a beautiful place in that spot and speak the glories of that place also. And then it could become a video series. And then what I'm thinking of, I have to see if there's any developer who would be willing to help me with this, but I'd like to make an app. I actually just bought the domain name. It's parikrama.app. And I have a bunch of ideas for that. I'm thinking of making a Parikrama app where it will show all the places. Those videos will be available there, but you can also have the special songs to sing at each place, so that when you're on a big Navadvip Parikrama, you'll have right there all the special songs for that place. And the distance from one place to the next, all different information, helpful information. You can find it on Google Maps so that you know the route to get from one place to the next, or you can see where you are, live. Also, I'd like to go to all the different Gaudiya Mats, all the different ISKCON groups, and find out the schedule for everybody's Navadvip Parikrama, and then we can put it in the app also, so that you can see everybody's schedule, who's going where on what day. Even throughout the year, if there's any Parikrama party, then you can know about it. And I have a bunch of other ideas also. It'd be nice, to record different devotees' glorifications of the places. It could become one thing that would be nice is, this would be further in the future. This wouldn't be the first initial app, but it'd be nice to make it possible for people to upload their pictures of the places, you know, their own footage, like on Google Maps. You know, you can upload your own images of the places, and yeah, I have a bunch of other ideas for that, but that's just what I'm thinking initially. Yeah, and it'd be a website, parikrama.app, and it would also be a mobile app. Yeah, what do you think of that idea? Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. So, also with the videos, since we'd be doing all this work of editing the videos, and you know, it'd be really easy to make it Bengali and English, because we've already done all the work of editing the videos. Then we just make, so I could speak, or maybe I could have a Bengali devotee go with me, and we could speak the glories of each place in English and in Bengali, and then we can make 2 separate videos for the Bengali devotees and for the English-speaking devotees. Maybe Hindi-speaking, if there's anybody who wants to join. Anyways, that's future stuff. But all right, thank you so much for hearing my idea. I'd love to hear whatever ideas you also have for that. And yeah. Shubhanandru, what were you saying?
Yes, we can you can use AI for this purpose. Maybe someone may be knowing. I just watched somewhere that once you done in English, you can put audio of any language, maybe Hindi, English, Marathi, any, matlab, even Gujarati, or all regional language can be put to a video. If some
You mean like translations of it?
No, just translation. It can give voiceover also to your video.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard AI voiceovers, and they're pretty impressive, but I don't think it's as nice as having a devotee speaking it with all the exactly proper intonation, and you know, and it's just nicer to get it from a human being, I think. But I mean, it is quite impressive what you can do with AI now. I've seen it. I could even make voiceovers with my own voice in it, because it recognizes my voice. It gets used to how I pronounce things, and you know, and then I could just type a bunch of things, and then you could hear it in my own voice, like as if I'm speaking it, even though I'm just typing. But I like as much as possible to, like, I think it's higher quality to do things. I use AI to some extent, but not too much. I think it's better to get it natural. There's more devotion in it when there's when you have, like, you put in the effort of actually, yeah. But maybe for other languages that, like, we don't have time to do every language, so maybe in Marathi and, you know, other languages like that, it would be, yeah, that might be a good idea. But for Bengali, I think I would like to focus definitely on Bengali and English. Yeah, maybe Hindi also. We have Navadip Mahatma in Hindi with translations and everything. And there are Hindi-speaking devotees around here, so yeah. I was thinking from each place we could do, like me and like a little group of us, we could do Nagar Sankirtan from one place to the next, and record the video of us doing Nagar Sankirtan, so you could see the village and the kirtan, and then like that. I have a bunch of ideas for how to make the videos. And I was thinking maybe we could we'll do it slowly, because that would be a huge project. So maybe we'd go to one place in Navadip Mahatma a month. So it'd be like over a couple years, we could finish it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks for hearing out my ideas. And Vidyalala says, yes, that's an amazing idea for May, Lord. Yes, I'm praying for all of your blessings that we can do this. I mean, this is a future project. Right now it's just idea stage. We're not actually working on it. But, all right. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. See you all tomorrow. Hare Bol.